This page is the front cover of the Nintendo official magazine, and what a cover it is. We're treated to an exclusive world-first unveiling of Mario and Zelda on the GameCube, which is absolutely massive news. The cover also teases the highly anticipated Pokémon Crystal, promising the best Pokémon quest yet. With a price of £2.99 for the October issue, this magazine is jam-packed with essential information for any serious Nintendo fan. This page is a massive advert for Ringtone Warehouse, a place to get your mobile phone buzzing with the latest tunes and logos. It's got a huge selection categorized into footy tunes, movies, and TV, plus a list of top downloads. Ringtone Warehouse is your one-stop shop for personalizing your Nokia, Motorola, or Sagem. Call 0905 12 11115 for your ringtone needs. This page is a veritable smorgasbord of Nintendo goodness, boasting the biggest-selling Nintendo 64 and Nintendo magazine title, with a hearty, "Here's why we've always been the UK's." It lays out 6 promises we keep every issue, including getting you the latest Nintendo 64 and Nintendo games and products first, the most screenshots, easy-to-understand content, working tips and cheats, trustworthy writers, and why buying any other magazines is a complete waste of time. We've also got a vibrant team, Team Nintendo, featuring Barry, Mark, Rich, Dave, Sean, Nicola and Tamsin, all looking remarkably enthusiastic. To top it off, there's a peek at the world first, featuring Mario and Zelda, along with a tantalizing glimpse of Pokémon Crystal, all from the October 2001 issue, number 109. And for those who can't find the mag in the shops, there's a customer service number to call, so no excuses for missing out on all this. This page is the contents page, and it's packed with what's coming up in the magazine. We've got a massive feature on Pokémon Crystal, promising amazing battles and new areas for your Game Boy. Then there's an exclusive first playtest of Doom for the Game Boy Advance, which sounds like it's going to be the goriest game yet. The game news section is also a treat, showcasing the latest titles like 1080 Degrees Snowboarding 2, Bomberman Generation, and the much-anticipated Zelda GameCube. Plus, a look at Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, and some Game Boy Advance news too. It looks like a jam-packed issue. This page is a fantastic rundown of what's hot right now, and what's coming up, with a cool shot of the legendary Celebi to boot. We've got a preview of Paper Mario on N64, looking like a truly unique adventure. Then there's the chance to win one of 251 official Celebi. Get those coupons ready, Pokémon fanatics. The Game Guides section features Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance, promising to help you take the checkered flag every time. Plus you can get the lowdown on Spider-Man, Mysterio's Menace, Jurassic Park 2i DNA Factor, and Lego Island 2, The Brickster's Revenge with some handy tips. And don't forget the free Game Boy magazine offer, featuring Tomb Raider and WWF Betrayal. It's all about getting the most out of your handhelds and consoles this month. This page dives headfirst into the world of Pokémon Crystal, proclaiming it's an even better evolution of Gold and Silver. The review highlights the sparkling new sprites and the impressive animations, with Jinx and Machop getting a special mention for their sprightly displays. It also touches upon the towns looking more colorful, and the inhabitants sporting new threads. The screenshot of Azalea Town and the ruins of Alph give us a glimpse of the updated environments, and the reviewer seems quite impressed with the overall package, even if catching Pokémon can be a bit bewildering at times. Overall, it's a glowing endorsement for the latest Pokémon adventure. This page features Suicune, one of the legendary beasts from Pokémon Crystal, in a stunning full-page artwork. The vibrant colors and dynamic pose really bring this majestic Pokémon to life, showcasing its icy mane and powerful stance. It's a fantastic visual representation that perfectly captures the essence of the game's beloved characters. This page dives into Pokémon Crystal, highlighting 2 key aspects of the game. First, it introduces the new female trainer option, a significant change from previous entries, and showcases the game's updated visuals with a screenshot of the trainer and their Pokémon. The page also explains how to tune into the radio in Pokémon Crystal to hear DJ Buena, with a screenshot of the in-game radio interface, and details on how to earn points by listening. Additionally, there's a glimpse of a Clefairy egg hatching, and a mention of fellow trainers giving gifts. It's a good look at some of the new features and charm this installment brings. This page is a treasure trove for Pokémon trainers, detailing some fantastic new moves that can be learned in Pokémon Crystal. We're shown Ariados, and Spinarak can now master Psychic move Agility, while Cloyster gets a handy ground move called Spikes. Dugtrio also gets a rather fitting normal move, Tri-Attack. Eevee's Baton Pass is also improved with Focus Energy, And it's not just Eevee. Hoppip, Jumpluff and Skiploom are getting synthesis at an earlier level. Even some of the more unusual Pokémon are getting a boost, with Piloswine learning Psychic move Amnesia and Sneasel learning the awesome Steel move Metal Claw. Quillfish starts with spikes and some basic attacks, and Swinub gets Amnesia too. Finally, Yanma can learn Flying move Wing Attack. It's great to see these Pokémon getting some fresh new abilities, making battles even more strategic and exciting. This page dives into the Battle Tower in Pokémon Crystal, a new arena that promises tough challenges for trainers. It looks like a real test of skill, with the Battle Tower itself being a massive structure, as the screenshots show. You'll face 7 trainers in each battle room, and you can only bring 3 Pokémon at a time. There are different levels to choose from, so you can tailor the challenge to your liking. After battling, you can even get advice on how to succeed, which is a nice touch. The page also introduces the legendary trio, Suicune, Entei, and Raikou, and how to track them down. Apparently, finding Suicune involves a quest that starts in Ecruteak City at the Burn Tower, where you'll meet Yuzin. You'll need the Clear Bell to face Suicune, and it seems you'll also have to deal with Entei and Raikou, who are apparently roaming wild. It's a shame some Pokémon from Gold and Silver are missing in Crystal though, especially those new ones. Honestly, seeing that electrified sheep with a kiss curl is a bit odd, and the fact that Magikarp is still around is frankly baffling. This page discusses unknown mysteries in Pokémon Crystal, detailing the expansion of the ruins of Alph. It highlights how the ruins appear similar to Gold and Silver, but hold a deeper story revealed through strange symbols. There are screenshots showing new areas, including one unlocked with an escape rope, and cryptic messages on the floor, each unknown representing a letter. Players will need to solve a Kabutops tile puzzle and use Flash to find secret doors and uncover the ancient unknown story. The page also features a vibrant advertisement for the game Lady Sia for Game Boy Advance, showcasing the main character and dramatic scenes, with the tagline, "She battles evil. She faces terror. She needs your help." This page dives into the new additions in Pokémon Crystal, focusing on the Dragon's Den and some fresh locations. It seems they've spruced up the Dragon's Den with a shrine and some monks, offering a rather peculiar test about your love for Pokémon. Quite the change from just battling Claire, eh? Over in New Faces, New Places, we get a glimpse of the Pokéseer in Cianwood City, who apparently knows how your Pokémon are feeling. Sounds rather handy. And the Move Tutor is back in Goldenrod City, though you'll need to conquer Mount Silver first. Plus, the game corners are apparently a bit different now, and there's a new marketplace on top of the Goldenrod department store. Oh, and don't forget that Dratini you get from the head monk, a nice little reward for your affection. It all sounds like enough to tempt even seasoned Gold and Silver players back for more. This page is a full-page advertisement for the Harry Potter Casting Stones board game. It features a captivating illustration of Harry Potter and the game board, along with details about the game's premise and components. This page is a rip-roaring full-page advert for Doom on the Game Boy Advance. It screams Hell Unleashed, Demons Slain, Death Dispensed, with a massive Doom logo and a pumped-up Space Marine ready for action. It promises the king of first-person shooters is coming to GBA, urging players to warm up that BFG, don your fireproof suit and prepare to head into hell. It even includes a little taunt. Eat my lead, demon scum. Brilliant stuff. This page is a fantastic look at Doom hitting the Game Boy Advance, bringing its brand of hellish carnage to your handheld. The text boldly proclaims, "Go to hell," daring even the most hardened gamer to try and survive the demon-infested levels. It highlights that Doom, a legendary first-person shooter responsible for countless panicked moments and frantic button mashing, is now available on the GBA. The accompanying screenshot shows the iconic in-game interface with ammo and health stats, and we can see a glimpse of the terrifying demons you'll be facing. The article also teases the arrival of one-eyed floating basketballs with horns for your GBA, promising a winter of intense handheld gaming. Sounds like a good time to us. This page dives into the GBA version of Doom, and frankly, it's a marvel. The reviewer is utterly gobsmacked by how well this classic has been squeezed onto the handheld, praising the speed and graphics as far exceeding expectations. They clearly remember the PC original, and are impressed by the Graber's capabilities here. The Where Am I? Section sets the scene with the familiar Doom narrative of a space marine facing Martian horrors. The hey good-looking part really leans into the graphical and performance prowess, even if the reviewer admits some concessions were made for the GBA, like the rather controversial green blood. The Leave It Out section touches upon these censorship changes, noting that while blood is green and bodies don't linger, the core gameplay remains intact. Overall, it's a glowing endorsement for Doom on the GBA, suggesting it's still a magnificent first-person shooter experience. This page delves into the finer points of Doom for the Game Boy Advance, offering a look at the terrifying fiends you'll encounter and the best ways to deal with them. We get to know the cacodemons and barons of hell, those delightful horned chaps who aren't exactly shy about hurling projectiles. The reviewer's clearly impressed with how Doom's ported, noting that the gameplay remains as brutal as ever, even if the gore has been given a rather peculiar green hue. There's also a handy guide to some of the game's most iconic weapons, from the trusty shotgun to the almighty BFG 9000, alongside a rather extensive list of top tones and pop tones for your ringtone needs. Because even in the face of demonic hordes, a decent ringtone is essential, right? This page is all about Doom on the Game Boy Advance, and it seems the reviewer is having a blast. They're giving us the lowdown on the game's 24 single-player levels, 8 distinct deathmatch arenas, and the 3 different areas you'll be stomping around in: knee-deep in the dead, the shores of hell, and Inferno. The screenshots showcase some classic Doom action, with hulking demons and that familiar HUD. It sounds like the difficulty ramps up nicely, and the nightmare difficulty level is apparently no joke, teetering on the edge of sheer terror with its demonic inhabitants. The page also touches on the multiplayer aspect, suggesting you can team up for co-op or duke it out in deathmatch, which is always a good time. Overall, it's a solid preview, and the reviewer seems to think Doom is a fantastic port that captures the essence of the original. The next page is a full-page advert for Oxypads, featuring animated characters and a tagline about improving your chances by preventing spots. This page dives into the Nintendo 64 game Paper Mario, giving it a well-deserved Awesome award. Our reviewer is clearly impressed, stating that despite some minor weight loss for the main character, the RPG adventure still packs a punch. We get a breakdown of how game scores are awarded, with real rubbish at the bottom and amazing game you must play at the top, a system we all appreciate. The game info section tells us it costs £44.99 and was released on the 29th of September. The screenshots show off some charming visuals, hinting at the quirky humor and unique paper cutout style that makes this game so special. It's a good job Bowser's back. It looks like he's in for a real fight. This page is an outstanding review for Paper Mario, declaring it an awesome game that will keep players engrossed for months. The reviewer absolutely raves about the experience, calling it absorbing and magical. We see some familiar faces here, with Bowser looking as menacing as ever, and Mario himself is ready for action, accompanied by a Goomba and a Koopa Troopa. There's also a glimpse of a Boosette, adding to the delightful cast of characters. The colorful, paper-like art style is on full display, hinting at the unique charm and gameplay that made this title a classic. It really is a treat for the eyes. This page dives deep into the charming world of Paper Mario, with a glowing review that highlights its crazy gang of characters and tactical gameplay. We see Mario, accompanied by his new allies, a Goomba and a Paratrooper, ready to tackle familiar foes like Koopa Troopas and even Bowser himself. The reviewer is clearly impressed by the game's humor and imagination, calling it pure joy, sheer genius. The article details various characters and their unique abilities, like Bombetta's crush on Mario and Ladybow's spooky presence. It also touches on the battle system, emphasizing the importance of strategy and anticipating enemy moves. The visual style is praised, with screenshots showcasing the game's delightful papercraft aesthetic. It's clear this is a game that prioritizes both fun and thoughtful gameplay, offering a truly magical experience for players. This page is a review of Paper Mario, and it's fair to say the reviewer is thoroughly impressed. They're particularly taken with the game's side quests, which sound like a delightful distraction from the main adventure. We're shown examples of these, like a postman needing help, and a Koopa who's a bit too eager with his favors. The game even throws in some trivia, with Chuck Quizmo grilling players on Paper Mario lore, rewarding them with star pieces, rather fetching prizes if you ask me. The top tips section offers some handy hints, pointing players towards a green pipe that warps them back home and suggesting they check Mario's mail for useful pointers. There's also a mention of the martial arts dojo, where players can brush up their skills and earn a certificate. It sounds like there's plenty to uncover beyond the main storyline. The Badge Bandits section introduces badges, which seem to be a crucial part of Mario's arsenal, with players deciding which ones to activate. They can boost stats or help unlock hidden panels, very important for those seeking out every last secret. The review highlights the Power Quake badge as particularly potent for taking down enemies. Finally, the sounds section praises the game's atmospheric soundtrack, especially the spooky tunes in Boo's Mansion and the lively beats in Lava Lava Island. All in all, it seems Paper Mario is a game that nails both its visuals and its audio, creating a truly immersive experience. This page dives into the charming worlds of Paper Mario, highlighting the game's ability to transport players through different eras of Mario's history. The screenshots showcase the distinct visual styles, from the familiar Toad Town to the vibrant Yoshi's Village. The reviewer is clearly impressed by the game's presentation, noting how well realized Matza's old haunts are in the game's unique, vivid cartoon style. Further into the page we get a glimpse into Princess Peach's adventures, which involve escaping her captors and dealing with rather eccentric characters like Gourmet Guy. The reviewer seems to find these interlude sections quite entertaining. The page also introduces us to some of Matza's mates, with Chet Rippo offering some shady dealings and Taste Tea, the cook needing help with her cookbook. It sounds like Paper Mario is packed with memorable characters and humorous situations. The mention of the volcano with its ominous warning, "Don't push yourself too hard," adds a touch of peril and intrigue. The final screenshot shows Yoshi's Village, and the reviewer clearly loves the laid-back vibes, even mentioning how it makes them feel stressed out by battles. Overall, the page paints a picture of a game rich in detail, humor, and engaging characters, making it sound like an absolute must-play. This page is a review of Paper Mario, detailing its innovative transport systems and highlighting the humorous characters and situations players will encounter. We see Mario using a train and a whale for travel, which the reviewer finds quite charming. The page also features information on item shops and some rather amusing enemies, like a snowman that bounces to a jolly tune. The reviewer is particularly impressed with the game's presentation, calling it a sparkling, joyful effort and awarding it an excellent score of 93%. It seems Paper Mario is a fantastic RPG that's definitely worth playing. This page is a cracking review of Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. The reviewer is clearly buzzing, stating it's one game your GBA can't live without. They're absolutely sold on the idea that it's going to save the end of summer holidays, which is a bold claim but one I can get behind. The game looks like it's packed with all the Mario Kart fun we know and love, and the awesome tag from Nintendo's official magazine is a dead giveaway. Sounds like a must-have for any GBA owner. This page is a glowing review for Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance. It highlights the game's improved visuals compared to the Super NES version, noting its enhanced detail and speed. The review is overwhelmingly positive, with the reviewer clearly enjoying the game, even playing it to death. The page also features 3 screenshots showcasing the gameplay, demonstrating the familiar Mario Kart action, with iconic characters. The reviewer's verdict is that it's a perfect match, and a must for the shops. This page is a fantastic breakdown of the items and characters in Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. We get a look at the sneaky business with items like the banana and Boo, and then dive into the under the bonnet section with a peek at the gameplay. The Take Your Pick section introduces us to the racers, splitting them into lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight categories. It's a well-rounded look at what makes this kart racer tick, and the visuals are sharp, showing off familiar faces like Yoshi, Peach, Toad, Luigi, Bowser, Wario, and Donkey Kong in their karts. The reviewer clearly thinks highly of the game, as expected from the previous page, and this page further solidifies why Mario Kart Super Circuit is a winner. This page delves into the controls for Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance, explaining how to navigate the game. We see the Game Boy Advance itself, with arrows pointing to the directional pad, A, B, and R buttons, and the select and start buttons. Each button is clearly explained, with accompanying screenshots showing its function, whether it's for jumping, sliding, confirming selections, or even sounding a horn. The page also features a snippet of adorable characters from another game, Denki Blocks, looking forward to tackling puzzles and meeting a dragon. It seems the reviewer is impressed with the intuitive controls of Mario Kart Super Circuit, making it accessible for all. This page showcases some of the favorite tracks from Mario Kart Super Circuit, and what a selection they are. We've got the classic Mushroom Cup with its hairpin bends perfect for power sliding, the spooky Boo Lake in the Flower Cup for some high-speed thrills, and the icy wastes of the Star Cup with its sneaky shortcuts. Rounding things off is the Special Cup's Rainbow Road, which is as vibrant and challenging as you'd expect, with tricky jump bars to catch you out. The review also highlights the brilliant link-up mode, proving that even with just one cartridge, you and your mates can enjoy all the tracks and races. It sounds like a fantastic way to get together for some multiplayer fun. On a more serious note, the Medal of Honor section praises the game's presentation, particularly the podium celebrations for the top 3, making the effort worthwhile. And for those seeking a bit more challenge, there's a "Psst, did you know?" tip revealing hidden Super NES tracks that require you to come first in every race to unlock. Opening everything up is certainly a quest, and this page makes it clear Mario Kart Super Circuit is a proper challenge. This page features a review of Mario Kart for the GameCube, teasing its release with a glimpse of Mario in action. The reviewer is clearly excited about the potential graphics and gameplay, comparing it favorably to the GBA version. We also get a look at the charming Denki Blocks game, showcasing its cute characters and puzzle-based gameplay, with screenshots of both gameplay and game boxes. It's a vibrant page that really captures the fun and excitement of these Nintendo titles. This page brings us the much-anticipated Spider-Man, Mysterio's Menace for the Game Boy Advance, and it seems our web-slinging hero is in good hands. The reviewer is absolutely buzzing about the graphics, calling them drop-dead gorgeous, and praising the excellent gameplay. High praise indeed. They also highlight how the levels are packed with detail and crawling with enemies, proving to be quite the challenge. The screenshots give us a great sense of the action, with Spidey leaping and fighting his way through various environments, looking sharp and energetic. It even gets a Nintendo official magazine Awesome tag, which is basically the gold standard. We also get a peek at Peter Parker getting ready to do his thing, and a menacing appearance from Electro to boot. All in all, this looks like a real treat for any Spider-Man fan. This page dives deep into the mechanics of Spider-Man, Mysterio's Menace. Control is paramount, and the reviewer highlights the smooth web swinging, which is described as consummate ease, and the satisfying combat, with an uppercut that would give even Lennox Lewis a run for his money. We also get a look at some of Spidey's special moves, like the web shield and flying kick. The game length is noted as being a bit on the short side on normal difficulty, but cranking it up to superhero mode promises more fun. It's also revealed that Spidey has a wardrobe of different suits, each granting special abilities, which is a neat touch for fans. The City Streets section teases the locations you'll be exploring, from seedy nightclubs to the darker docks of New York, and hints at facing off against Hammerhead as the first boss. The overall impression is that it's a solid, enjoyable experience with satisfying gameplay and a good chunk of content for fans. This page reviews Jurassic Park 2i, the DNA Factor for Game Boy Advance. It's described as an action-adventure, where you rescue dinosaur DNA capsules to recreate dinosaurs, facing off against the island's inhabitants. The gameplay involves exploring the island and returning to the lab to combine DNA strands, which then unlocks new dinosaurs and levels. The reviewer notes the game's colorful Space Invader-style DNA combining section and the suspenseful moments when dinosaurs might attack. It sounds like a decent adventure for dinosaur fans, though it doesn't quite reach the heights of a true Jurassic Park experience. Jurassic Park 2i, the DNA Factor for Game Boy Advance receives a mixed review, earning a 67%. While environments show decent detail, dinosaurs can blend into backgrounds, creating unnecessary difficulty. Gameplay shifts from herbivores to challenging encounters with velociraptors, a T-Rex, and pteranodons, emphasizing stealth due to limited weaponry, requiring players to utilize traps and maneuverability. The reviewer notes some illogical elements, like teleporting lizards, but acknowledges the game's premise. Sound design benefits from headphones, though dinosaur noises can become repetitive. However, sloppy controls and collision detection lead to frustrating gameplay, demanding significant patience. Despite potential playtime for dedicated players, the game is largely considered a difficult and unpolished experience. This page features a glowing review for LEGO Island 2, The Brickster's Revenge on Game Boy Advance, with the reviewer praising its colorful presentation and abundance of detail. The game's premise sees players taking on the role of Pepper, a pizza delivery boy, tasked with rebuilding Lego Island after the villainous Brickster has wreaked havoc. The gameplay involves island hopping, completing tasks, and finding lost belongings, with a helpful infomaniac character providing vital information. The reviewer highlights the variety of minigames available, suggesting the adventure offers plenty of replayability. The game scores a respectable 83%, with younger players expected to find the challenge particularly engaging. This page is a full-page advertisement for the Harry Potter trading card game. It features the tagline, "Which spell would you use?" and shows a magical scene with characters and cards from the game. It urges readers to test their wizardry skills and challenge friends. This page is a fantastic full-page advert for the Game Boy Advance Master Guide, Collector's Edition 01. It's a bit of a bold statement, calling itself the Ultimate Game Boy Advance Guide and the Essential Collector's Guide for all intelligent life forms. Talk about aiming for the stars, or perhaps the moon, given the astronaut on the cover. The striking imagery of an astronaut holding a Game Boy Advance on the lunar surface, with the Earth in the background, really captures that sense of discovery and the future of handheld gaming. It promises all the best games reviewed, hot news, tips, and even a chance to win a GBA. For £3.95, it seems like a must-have for any serious GBA enthusiast. This page is a fantastic full-page advert for the awesome collection from Nintendo. It proudly proclaims it's completely tested by experts and features all the games you must have, presented with the Nintendo official magazine branding. It's a bold statement indeed, promoting a collection of games that are clearly deemed essential. This page dives into some truly awesome Nintendo 64 titles. We kick off with Banjo-Kazooie, a platformer with controls so good you'll want to hug your console, and Banjo-Tooie, which expands on its predecessor with even more glorious exploration. Then it's off to the races with Diddy Kong Racing, a karting champion that even outshines Mario Kart 64 in terms of sheer fun, and Donald Duck Quack Attack, a surprisingly solid platformer. Next up is Beetle Adventure Racing, a brilliant off-road racer that will have you hooked, and Conker's Bad Fur Day, a crude but hilarious adventure that's an absolute must-play. Finally, we get a look at the Nintendo 64 controllers themselves, with the standard Nintendo pad and the rather futuristic-looking 64D controller from Logic 3. It's a solid lineup of reviews, and you can tell the reviewer has a real soft spot for these games, especially Conker. This page showcases a collection of N64 games with a retro vibe. We start with Duke Nukem 0 Hour, a decent shooter with some solid multiplayer. Then it's Formula 1 World Grand Prix 2, a surprisingly good F1 racer that offers plenty of thrills for fans of the sport. ECW Hardcore Revolution brings the wrestling action, though the reviewer isn't entirely convinced about its appeal. FIFA 99 is here, and it's a pretty straightforward football game that's good fun if you're into that sort of thing. Excitebike 64 is a cracking motocross game with loads of attitude, and F1 Racing Championship offers a more arcade-style racing experience. We also see F-Zero X, a fast-paced racer that's as challenging as it is addictive. Finally, there are a couple of N64 controllers featured: the Manta Ray, a funky-looking alternative, and the Hyperpad Plus, which is described as having a few sticky buttons, alongside the G64 controller, which is a decent budget option. This page dives into some fantastic Nintendo 64 titles, starting with the legendary GoldenEye 007. It's still hailed as one of the finest first-person shooters ever, and its multiplayer is an absolute must-play, though the reviewer notes the single-player might feel a little dated now. Next up is Lilat Wars, the space shooter sequel to Star Fox, praised for its excellent graphics and action-packed gameplay. Then we have ISS 98, a football game that, despite its less hand-stellar licensing, offers incredibly satisfying gameplay and is a real blast to play with friends. Following that is Mario Golf, a surprisingly deep and enjoyable golfing experience from Camelot, packed with quirky characters and fun courses. The page also features International Track and Field, a collection of athletic events that's great fun for parties, and Jet Force Gemini, a third-person shooter with impressive visuals and challenging gameplay. Finally, there's Mario Kart 64, the quintessential N64 kart racer, still celebrated for its brilliant controls and addictive multiplayer. The page also highlights the Essential Rumble Pack and the Rechargeable Jolt Pack, both giving a real jolt of excitement to your gaming. This page showcases the awesome collection of Nintendo 64 games, and it's a real treat. We kick off with Mario Tennis, a game that's pure, unadulterated fun, especially with its excellent 4-player mode. Then it's on to NFL Quarterback Club 99, which, while maybe not the most licensed American football game, still packs a punch with its addictive stick-toy gameplay and decent visuals. Next up is Mario Party 2, an absolute must-have for any party, offering endless hours of chaotic fun across its 5 boards and minigames. Operation Winback is also featured, a Bondesque shooter that's not groundbreaking but still a solid, enjoyable experience with its varied missions. The page continues with Mickey's Speedway USA, a kart racer that's pure Nintendo charm, offering up a fantastic battle mode and addictive gameplay. It's pretty much pure joy from start to finish. Perfect Dark is also on here, the spiritual successor to GoldenEye, and the reviewer is absolutely raving about it, calling it a compelling and missions that'll leave you speechless. Finally, Mortal Kombat 4 gets a mention. It's a real fight fest on the N64, offering brutal combat and fast-paced action. We also see the G64 Tremor and Memory Pack, which is a great bit of kit for saving your progress, and the Shockwave, a really good rumble pack that's essential for adding that extra layer of immersion. And for those needing more rumble, there's the Jolt Pack, a budget-friendly option that still delivers the goods. This page features what we're playing this month, and we absolutely can't put it down. First up is Perfect Dark, which the reviewer claims is so good they regret not playing it sooner, calling it a real jaw-dropper. Then we dive into the world of Pokémon Stadium, praised for its fantastic 3D battles and the essential transfer park. Premier Manager 64 is next, a deep dive into football management that's addictive enough to make you forget about the real England job. Quake 2 gets a nod for its fast-paced fragging action and impressive visuals. Rogue Squadron is highlighted as a must-play for Star Wars fans, with its incredible X-Wing combat. Rayman 2 gets a massive thumbs up for its magical platforming and exciting adventure. Finally, we look at some essential accessories, the Nintendo Controller Pack for saving your games, and the 8 MB Memory Pack from Blaze, offering a massive space upgrade for your precious save files. It's a brilliant roundup of N64 goodness. This page is a fantastic rundown of some of the best N64 games available. We've got Resident Evil 2, which the reviewer is absolutely terrified of but still rates highly for its scares. Then there's South Park, praised for its faithful cartoon adaptation and fun gameplay. Ridge Racer 64 gets a nod for its addictive racing action, and Rocket Robot on Wheels is highlighted as a great platformer. Shadow Man is also featured, a spooky adventure game that sounds like a real challenge. Lastly, we see a couple of memory card options to keep all your game progress safe, with the Logic 3 1MB card being very affordable, and the Spectra Video 1MB card being a decent alternative. It's a great page for any N64 fan looking to expand their collection. This page showcases a collection of Nintendo 64 games, with a strong focus on racing and action titles. We see a review for Star Wars Episode R, Racer, praised for its authentic Star Wars feel and fast-paced racing action, with a game score of 90%. Following this is Super Mario 64, still considered a groundbreaking title with its fluid controls and expansive world, earning a solid 92% score. The page then delves into Super Smash Bros., a beloved party brawler that the reviewer hails as the best 'em up on N64, giving it a perfect 90% score. Next up is 1080 Degrees Snowboarding, lauded for its realistic feel and exciting gameplay, also scoring 90%. Switching gears, we get a look at Tarzan, a platformer that's described as visually stunning with its scrolling levels and enjoyable gameplay, achieving a 90% score. Tony Hawk's Skateboarding is also featured, with the reviewer impressed by its authentic skateboarding feel and extensive trick options, earning a 90% score. Finally, Turok 2, Seeds of Evil is highlighted as a challenging dinosaur-slaying adventure, scoring a very impressive 94%. The page also touches on steering wheels for enhanced gameplay, with a mention of the Logic 3 steering wheel and the Formula Race Pro, both noted for their handling and feel. This page is a celebration of Nintendo 64 gaming, featuring a look at the awesome collection and a spotlight on the iconic duo Banjo and Kazooie. We get reviews for Turok Rage Wars, Twinkle, WWF Attitude, and WWF No Mercy, with each game described in typical Nintendo Power style, highlighting their multiplayer fun and wrestling action. The page also touches on the latest gaming accessories, showcasing the Shock 2 steering wheel and the version 3 FX racing wheel, and a brief mention of the Race 64 Compact. It's a nostalgic trip down memory lane for any N64 fan. This page dives into the awesome collection with a look at 2 legendary Nintendo 64 titles. First up is Zelda Majora's Mask, lauded for its fun, puzzle-filled adventure and a solid 96% game score, though the reviewer notes the Deku Scrub Mask is a bit of a pain. Next, we have Ocarina of Time, an absolute masterpiece, receiving a perfect 97% score. The reviewer believes it's one of the greatest games ever, a truly magical experience that stands the test of time. The page also offers a glimpse at upcoming games for the Game Boy Advance. Awesome Advance showcases some futuristic racing action, promising fast-paced gameplay with plenty of options. The reviewer is particularly impressed with its potential for long play sessions. Finally, we're treated to a sales chart highlighting the top 10 games. Conker's Bad Fur Day is leading the pack, proving that foul-mouthed squirrels are indeed a hit. Following close behind are other classics like Banjo-Tooie and Smash Bros, confirming the enduring appeal of these N64 giants. This page is a veritable smorgasbord of Nintendo goodness, offering readers a chance to win a treasure trove of prizes. We've got Pokémon Crystal and Neo Genesis Pokémon cards up for grabs, alongside the chance to snag a Game Boy Advance or a Nintendo 64. If that's not enough, you can also win a PS2 PlayStation, a Nokia 8210, a laptop computer, or even WWF Rebellion tickets. For those feeling lucky, there's also the Prize Buster competition, where higher scores mean bigger prizes, including PS1 games, video players, and even a Pentium 4 computer. And let's not forget the ringtones and picture messages section, where you can send in your own messages and even download Nokia logos. It's all about getting involved and winning big, with fans.co.uk, a truly epic promotion for any Nintendo enthusiast. This page is a fantastic guide to getting the most out of your games, featuring tips and cheats for titles like Rayman Advance and Mario Kart. We delve into the world of Rayman Advance with advice on achieving a whopping 99 lives and exploring its levels, even revealing codes for invincibility. The page also offers a sneak peek at the secrets of Mario Kart, promising an in-depth guide to mastering the races without losing. Plus, there's a handy list of other tips and cheats for games like Banjo-Tooie, Pokemon Snap, and WWF No Mercy, all pointing you to specific pages for the juicy details. This page is a handy guide to controller buttons for the Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Advance, showing you exactly what each button icon means. Then, we're diving into the classic game Conker's Bad Fur Day to reveal how to unlock Conker in War Mode, which sounds like a blast. It also features a cheat section for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, promising unlimited air, and a few other handy tips to help you nail those tricks and impress your mates on the skate park. You'll be pulling off sick grinds and aerials in no time. This page is a fantastic dive into some of the best Nintendo 64 titles, with the official Nintendo Top 5 Tips section offering some brilliant insights. We get the lowdown on Conker's Bad Fur Day, revealing how to start with 50 lives and unlock all chapters with a rather amusing cheat code, Bovril Bullet Hole and Welder's Bench respectively. It's a truly challenging game, so these are certainly welcome. Next up, Banjo-Tooie gets some love, with a cheat to grant Super Banjo, making travel across those massive levels a breeze. And for the fighting game fans, there's a peek at WWF No Mercy, highlighting how to unlock Funaki and get his extra costume with a simple button press. For Smash Bros, it looks like there are secrets to uncover, including unlocking Captain Falcon in under 20 minutes, and bonus practice modes for Luigi and Jigglypuff. Finally, Twine offers a cool reward for completing the City of Walkways in under 355, unlocking civilian skins for multiplayer. Over in the classic corner, we're treated to Pokémon Snap. This section walks you through some of the trickier bits, like getting good shots of Squirtles and Magikarp, and even hints at how to catch a glimpse of a majestic Gyarados and the elusive Starmies. It's a proper nostalgia trip, and these tips are just what you need to master the game's challenges. This page is a deep dive into beating Gyorg, the watery beast from the Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, with a step-by-step guide and screenshots to help you out. It also features a massive list of cheats and tips for a huge number of Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Color titles, covering everything from racing games to fighting games. Don't forget to check out the phone numbers for more advanced cheats, especially if you're over 16. This page is dedicated to your tips from the gaming community, featuring winning contributions from lucky readers. We've got a top tip for unlocking hidden wrestlers in WWF No Mercy, with Lee Heyman from Pontypridd taking the prize for that one. Then, it's on to Mario Advance, where Michael Ray of Twickenham has a brilliant strategy for gaining extra lives. A lifesaver indeed for anyone struggling with those notoriously tricky levels. Plus, we've got a couple of excellent money-making tips for the Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, courtesy of Akane Springford from Bucks. Apparently, smashing pots is the key to fast cash. Who knew? It's a cracking read for any gamer looking to get ahead. This page offers N64 game tips from readers to help overcome challenging moments. Advice for Majora's Mask focuses on imaginative problem solving and utilizing the all-night mask for a hidden heart piece. Pokemon Gold players are guided to solve a basement puzzle by pushing boulders, while Ocarina of Time players receive help navigating the Spirit Temple using the Lens of Truth. New ways to play sections detail multiplayer strategies for Jet Force Gemini's Castle Siege, 4-player defense, and WWF No Mercy's Gauntlet match, setting up a Royal Rumble. The page concludes with a call for reader submissions, offering a chance to win Nintendo prizes, and a teaser for more Pokémon content on page 6. It's a resource packed with solutions for N64 gamers. This page is all about the month's toughest challenges and the results from the readers. We've got 0 GBA, where Wayne Seabury from Telford blazed through with an incredible 1 hour 53 minutes and 0 seconds time, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 GBA, with Oliver Watling from Nottingham scoring a massive 1,013,047. It seems our readers are truly the best in the world when it comes to Nintendo. This page is all about the mega challenge for Mario Kart on Game Boy Advance. It's a call to arms for all you speedy racers out there to prove you're the king of the track. You'll need to post your fastest time on the Cheeseland circuit, Flower Cup, 150C class, and send in proof with a photo or video. The fastest 4 will make it through to the final, where they'll be invited to Nom Towers for a race-off. Remember to include your phone number with your entry, and get your entries in by Friday the 9th of November 2001. Good luck, and may the best racer win. This page dives into the nitty-gritty of Mario Kart Super Circuit, promising to turn any novice into a track terror. We get a rundown of essential racing tactics, including how to master those tricky power slides, and get a lightning-fast start off the line. The Speed Freak section is a brilliant overview of the game's roster, detailing each character's strengths and weaknesses. Mario, the all-rounder, Luigi, the balanced chap, and Peach, the speedy yet unwieldy flyer, are all covered. Then there's Toad, who's great on corners but a bit of a crash magnet, and Yoshi, similar to Toad but with better cornering. Donkey Kong is a heavyweight with a slow acceleration, while Wario is a bit of a dark horse, and Bowser, well, he's all about top speed, but handling is anyone's guess. The page also features some cracking screenshots of the action, showing off the vibrant tracks and iconic characters in full flow. It's a fantastic guide for anyone looking to dominate the circuits. This page is all about mastering Mario Kart Super Circuit, diving into the crucial techniques of a boost start and power slides. It explains how to nail those perfect starts to get ahead and master those essential power slides around corners for the fastest lap times. There's also a section on Lakitu Boost, explaining how to recover lost time when Lakitu picks you up. Finally, it tackles lethal weapons, detailing how to effectively use items like red shells, bananas, and mushrooms to gain an advantage. It's a comprehensive guide for anyone wanting to truly dominate the Mario Kart tracks. This page dives into 2 of the Mushroom Cup circuits in Mario Kart Super Circuit. Circuit 1 is presented as a gentle introduction to the game's handling, complete with a track map and screenshots detailing important points like the first bend and a strip of coins. Circuit 2, Koopa Troopa Beach, is revisited with a similar breakdown, highlighting its treacherous crab-filled shores and the best spots to grab coins and power-ups. The advice here is all about mastering those key techniques to gain an edge, from power slides to strategic coin collection, all delivered with that classic Nintendo charm. This page dives into 2 more exciting circuits from Mario Kart Super Circuit. We're tackling Circuit 3, a jungle-themed track that's Donkey Kong's stomping ground, and Circuit 4, the intimidating Mushroom Cup final held at Bowser's Place. Circuit 3's map shows us a dusty, grippy track where mastering power slides is key to navigating those sharp turns. The tips highlight strategically placed coins and warn against trying to grab them if it means going off track, especially if you're playing as the heavier Donkey Kong. The jump advice is also crucial. Mess it up, and you'll be going round again, which is never ideal. Circuit 4 looks like a real challenge, with lava pits, flaming fireballs, and those pesky thwomps ready to squish you. The advice here is to corner early on the tight bends, keeping an eye on those dirt patches. It also wisely suggests that if a thwomp is about to drop, it's best to just accept the loss of coins and speed, rather than risking a crash. Overall, it's all about honing your skills to conquer these tougher tracks. This page offers essential tips for navigating the Flower Cup in Mario Kart Super Circuit, specifically focusing on Circuit 1. The accompanying map clearly outlines the track's layout, and the numbered tips provide crucial advice for mastering its twists and turns. Players are encouraged to practice power sliding for tight bends, and to be mindful of coin placement, especially when going for them on the outside of corners. A key piece of advice for the hairpin bend emphasizes the need for a well-timed power slide to maintain momentum. Finally, for the chicane section, it's suggested to drop a banana if you have one, as computer opponents tend to take a straight path and fall victim to the trap. The final tip highlights a section of coins that are easily accessible, even for less skilled drivers, provided they stay to the left and avoid hitting the track barrier. This page delves into the treacherous terrains of Circuits 3 and 4 in Mario Kart Super Circuit, offering invaluable guidance for players aiming for Flower Cup glory. Circuit 3, a labyrinth of cheese-loving rodents and tricky jumps, demands precise handling to avoid a dismal 8th place. The guide breaks down the circuit with handy tips for each numbered section, from the crucial first bend to mastering the chicane. Circuit 4, a fiery inferno of lava and thwomps, is the ultimate test of skill, and this page provides the vital strategies to conquer it. We're shown how to nail boost pads, collect those all-important coins, and even when to deploy a lightning bolt for a cheeky advantage. It's clear that mastering these tracks requires more than just brute force. It's about finesse and knowing when to unleash the thunder. This page shifts our attention to the Thunder Cup in Mario Kart Super Circuit, presenting tips for Circuit 1 and 2. Circuit 1, as the text points out, is a rather wet affair with puddles everywhere, making it a slippery business with poor grip and a high chance of spinning out. The guide breaks down the track with handy pointers on navigating its bends and hazards. Circuit 2, on the other hand, takes us to the skies with a track that's all about skilled racing and avoiding falling off, featuring a few well-placed jumps. It highlights a secret platform not shown on the map, accessible by a leap of faith and the R button, and offers advice on shortcuts and power-ups to gain that crucial edge. It's clear Nintendo wants to ensure we're well prepared for the challenges ahead. This page dives into Circuits 3 and 4 of Mario Kart Super Circuit, offering essential tips for mastering these tricky tracks. Circuit 3 is a seaside romp filled with twisty paths and those pesky crabs, but thankfully, our trusty NOM is here to guide us. We get a breakdown of different routes and helpful hints for sections like the boost pads and the shortcut over the bridge. Circuit 4, meanwhile, promises a visually stunning experience with its going down sun motif, though it's not all about admiring the scenery. The guide points out that while the track can be tough at first, it becomes simpler with practice. Key advice includes jumping over bumps on boost pads to gain speed and hitting boost pads at the right angle to nail the hairpin turn. There's also a mention of a risky shortcut over the bridge, which might just pay off if you're feeling lucky. This page dives straight into the action with the notoriously icy Circuit 1 of the Star Cup in Mario Kart Super Circuit. It warns us that this track is all about grip, or rather, the lack of it, and promises a bumper-to-bumper madness. We get a detailed map and helpful hints for navigating its treacherous ice, including a secret path with boost pads that bypasses a long strip of coins. Apparently there's also a shorter, riskier route with extra power-ups if you're feeling brave. Following that, we're treated to Circuit 2, which sounds like a festive, albeit still challenging, race. The guide highlights the importance of memory here, as you'll need to nail boost pads and avoid flying off the course. We're told to be careful when jumping over road markings, as they can send you flying into the drink. It also points out a last boost pad on the final lap, crucial for securing that gold. It's clear this cup is not for the faint of heart. This page continues our journey through Mario Kart Super Circuit with a look at Circuit 3 and Circuit 4. Circuit 3, set in a sandy desert with the Yoshi Sphinx in the background, emphasizes precise power sliding due to the tricky handling. We're advised to take the first corner wide and utilize boost pads for speed. For Circuit 4, the Star Cup final, the guide stresses the importance of weapons for a successful finish. The map shows a more complex layout, and the tips highlight the danger of thwomps and fireballs, urging players to be careful. There's a shortcut mentioned on Circuit 3, which involves cutting across dirt on a hairpin turn, and a tip about jumping over water to the finish line, which is apparently tough to pull off. This page dives into the Special Cup of Mario Kart Super Circuit, focusing on Circuit 1 and Circuit 2. Circuit 1, set in a jungle with volcanoes, presents a challenging track with lava balls and tricky chicane turns that require precise power sliding. The guide offers tips on navigating these obstacles, including using the terrain to your advantage. Circuit 2, described as having hazardous holes and broken sections, emphasizes staying on track and utilizing Toad's grip. The screenshots highlight specific challenges, like a secret bridge that isn't a shortcut, and boost pads that can be traps, offering advice on how to handle them. It's a good mix of visual guidance and practical tips to master these demanding courses. This page delves into the final two circuits of Mario Kart Super Circuit, the notoriously tough Circuit 3, and the climactic Circuit 4, Rainbow Road. Circuit 3 is described as a true test of concentration, a roller coaster of a track, where one slip up means the end. The accompanying map points out hazards like bubbling lava pools and restrictive square barriers, with screenshots showing how to best navigate them, including using boost pads wisely and taking those sharp turns. Circuit 4, Rainbow Road, is the grand finale, and while it's not as brutal as some previous titles, it still demands precision. The guide highlights the jump bars for quick turns, and the tricky lightning-flashing clouds in a twisty section that can send you spinning. Finally, it wraps up with a "That's it" message, congratulating the player on becoming a karting king, and encouraging them to share any secrets they've unearthed. It's a fitting end to the guide, leaving players feeling accomplished and ready to conquer the game. This page brings us Club Mario, where readers can air their views, and boy do we know how. We've got a packed issue this month, with Tim and Rich wading through the letters and even giving their opinions on the latest Nintendo gossip. We hear about the possibility of a Dragon Ball Z game on the GBA, and whether the N64 and GameCube logos are both cubes. Plus, we get a glimpse into the minds of our readers with their own ideas for Bowser's Prison, a truly imaginative section. And for all you budding GameCube owners, there's a discussion about its features and what games we can expect. It's a fantastic look at what Nintendo fans are talking about, filled with insightful comments and a healthy dose of humor. This page is a veritable hotbed of reader opinion and Nintendo speculation. Mario's hotline is buzzing with queries about getting the Pokémon Master and Monster Guides, with one reader even asking about the cost of Pokémon Crystal. Apparently, it's £27.99, and you can get it on November 9th. We also have the usual questions about why Nintendo didn't make Metal Gear Solid for N64, and some rather bold claims about Final Fantasy being released on GameCube. Then we dive into the Game or Lame section, where Chris Crompton is showcasing his bear ape battle idea. It's all about pitting DK Clan characters against Banjo-Kazooie, and the consensus seems to be that it's a cracking concept. Over in Mario's hit list, readers are pondering the future of GameCube, with one person suggesting that Nintendo should let any company build GameCubes, a rather revolutionary thought. We also get a reader's take on Luigi, with Victoria from Kendall championing him as a hero. Finally, Mario's hit list continues with more reader submissions, including one about the future of N64 and whether it's still relevant, and another asking if GameCube will be as big as the N64 was. It's a good mix of excitement for the GameCube, and a bit of nostalgia for the N64. This page is all about the Pokémon Celebi Tour in Bristol on August 23, 2001. It was quite the event, with fans lining up for a chance to experience the latest Pokémon craze. We see the tour bus itself, the crew showing off their wacky staff to the cameras, and even a couple of lucky fans who battled it out in the championships. Youngsters Wesley Brewer and Hector Wakefield are featured, with Wesley being knocked out early despite his confidence, while Hector, though beaten, showed good sportsmanship. The page really captures the excitement of the Pokémon phenomenon at the time. This page dives into the excitement of the Pokémon Celebi Tour, showcasing fans getting their hands on Pokémon Stadium 2 at an arcade. We see youngsters getting their faces painted with Pokémon designs, looking rather pleased with their new looks. Over in the blagging Celebi section, brothers James and Connor are chuffed with their free Celebi, with Connor particularly keen to add the rarest Pokémon to his collection. Then there's a moment of respite as Jack Furse and Lloyd Martin take a breather to play their Game Boy Colors after a long journey. The page wraps up with the finalists of a competition, including winner Sam Arnsworth and runner-up Luke Cooper, who both proudly display their prizes and share their thoughts on the tournament. It's a real snapshot of the Pokémon mania gripping the nation. This page is all about bagging yourself the elusive Celebi, the secret 251st Pokémon. It's a fantastic giveaway for readers of Nintendo Official Magazine, offering you the chance to get your hands on this legendary creature. The text details the Celebi Tour, which visited various Toys R Us stores, giving fans a shot at winning this rare Pokémon. It also mentions how Celebi's unique psychic abilities have made it a highly sought-after Pokémon, never before available in the Game Boy games. To enter, you simply need to fill out the details on the attached form and send it in. Don't miss out on your chance to add this gem to your collection. Just remember not to send your cartridge until the lucky winners are drawn. This page is a fantastic giveaway for the legendary Celebi, the 251st Pokémon. It's a chance to win this incredibly rare creature, never before available in the Game Boy games. Just fill out your name, address, telephone and email on the form and send it in. Don't miss this opportunity to add Celebi to your collection. Good luck, trainers! This page is absolutely brimming with Nintendo goodness, leading with a massive headline for Mario Sunshine. We're promised a next-gen Mario experience with stunning graphics and a brand new world, and the early description paints a picture of a colorful, sunny adventure. We're also treated to a glimpse of the game in action, showing Mario in what looks like a rather watery environment, armed with a cannon. Always a good sign. Beyond the star of the show, there's a handy list of other GameCube titles to look out for, including Bomberman Generation, FIFA 2002, and the ever-popular Metroid Prime. Plus, we get a brief mention of Space World, Nintendo's annual bash in Japan, hinting at all the latest news. It's a proper dive into what's hot in the world of Nintendo. This page gives us a sneak peek at the upcoming Mario Sunshine, and while the screenshots are a bit grainy, they're enough to get us excited. We see Mario in action, potentially performing new moves like a wall kick, and another shot shows him standing in what looks like a tropical setting. The accompanying text is optimistic, suggesting that despite the rough visuals, the game is shaping up to be a classic, promising a great experience thanks to Miyamoto's touch. We just have to wait and see what Nintendo has in store for us. This page is all about the upcoming Legend of Zelda for the GameCube, and what a reveal it is. Nintendo have truly blown us away with this new visual style, dubbed toon shading. Forget what you thought you knew about Zelda. This looks like a completely fresh take. The article praises the revolutionary graphics and the new look for Link, suggesting it's a first ever glimpse into something truly special. It sounds like it's going to be a fantastic adventure, with the action described as fast-paced and humorous, and the character movements are apparently the best we've ever seen. Plus, the lighting effects are apparently so good, they surpass a Disney film. It's set for a Christmas 2002 launch in Japan, so we can expect it sometime in 2003. This is definitely one to keep your eyes peeled for. This page is a fantastic look at the new direction for Zelda, showcasing the bold toon shading that's got everyone buzzing. The article highlights how the game retains that classic Zelda feel, with its swashbuckling combat and promise of a massive quest, even though the visuals are a departure. It really emphasizes the confidence Nintendo has in this new art style, with the reviewer praising the dust cloud effects and the enemies' amusing mid-air plummeting. We also get to see Link in his familiar green tunic, and then in his new, younger, anime-inspired look, which seems to be the focus of the piece. The text discusses Miyamoto's decision to completely revamp the game's style after an earlier demo, and Nintendo's confidence in delivering a truly unique experience. It's clear they're aiming for something groundbreaking, and this page definitely builds the excitement. This page gives us a glimpse into the highly anticipated Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube. It promises a return to the series' roots with its top-tier fighting, intense combat, and robust multiplayer action. We're told it's a near-complete version of the arcade hit, featuring all the beloved characters and those slick, graphical flourishes the series is known for. It sounds like a real antidote to the cuter fighting games out there, a proper beat-em-up experience. Moving on, we get a peek at a rather peculiar GameCube title featuring none other than Mickey Mouse. Apparently this game, currently codenamed Mickey for GameCube, is a 3D adventure that will see Mickey teaming up with other Disney stars. The screenshots show a rather quirky kitchen level, with Mickey navigating a sea of cutlery. It's certainly a departure from the usual sword-swinging action, and one can only wonder what the developers at Capcom and Nintendo were thinking with that particular stage design. God only knows what that cutlery-based level is all about. This page features a few adverts, including one for GBA accessories from jagtech.com, and a variety of ringtones and graphics for Nokia, Motorola, and Sagem phones from Iconophone. There's also an advert for Nintendo Official Magazine, and a substantial section from King Cat promoting Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon merchandise. This page gives us a fantastic look at the Nintendo Card e-reader, a truly groundbreaking accessory for the Game Boy Advance. Nintendo are really pushing this, describing it as a data storage system that allows players to upload information via specially made trading cards. It sounds like it's going to open up a whole new world for GBA games, with Pokémon being the first big title to get the treatment. The article highlights that these cards can unlock new gameplay options, and it even mentions minigames and battle information being accessible. The reviewer's thoughts are pretty clear. Card e-reader is totally original, and it's bound to be the hottest craze in town. Competitors should indeed beware. This page dives into the exhilarating world of SSX Tricky, E's snowboarding sensation for the GameCube. The reviewer is clearly impressed, calling it painfully cool and incredibly well modeled, with riders getting up to a blistering 80 miles per hour. It's described as a must-have for snowboarding fans, boasting a massive trick arsenal and intuitive controls that even AN00B could master. Also featured is Virtua Striker 3 2002, another Sega offering for the GameCube. The reviewer is cautiously optimistic, noting its instant pick-up-and-play nature and sweet graphics, although they haven't seen the full depth of its tactics yet. Looks good, eh? This page takes a look at FIFA 2002, Road to FIFA World Cup for the GameCube. It seems like EA is really trying to make this a top-tier football sim, with improved player controls, faster gameplay, and loads of teams. The graphics are looking pretty sharp too, with detailed player models, even down to their boots. The reviewer seems to think it's shaping up to be a real contender. We also get a glimpse of Bomberman Generation, which looks like a classic Bomberman adventure with a new story mode. The reviewer is excited about the familiar mix of bombs and baddies, and how you'll need to use your puzzle-solving skills. The screenshots here suggest a vibrant and engaging world. This page dives into the RPG Rune for the GameCube, a game boasting card-based combat, vast open worlds, and fantastical beasts. It sounds like a proper adventure where you collect cards to battle creatures, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The reviewer notes the game doesn't overly excite, but acknowledges the card combat as a neat touch, and praises the scale and variety of the experience. We also get a look at 1080 Degrees Snowboarding's GameCube sequel. The original was a classic, and this looks to retain that perfect blend of realistic control and frosty visuals. It's good to know Nintendo is sticking to what works, though a release date is still elusive. The screenshots look absolutely stunning, really capturing that exhilarating downhill rush. This page is all about the Blue Blur himself, Sonic, making his grand entrance onto the GameCube with Sonic Adventure 2. We're treated to some seriously slick screenshots of Sonic tearing through levels at breakneck speed, and the text confirms that this installment is promising eye-watering speed and exclusive GameCube features. The reviewer's clearly impressed, calling the brief demo a well-detailed world, full of typically insane jumps and loop-the-loops. It sounds like Sega is really bringing their A-game to Nintendo's new console. Then, we pivot to the legendary bounty hunter, Samus Aran, with Metroid Prime. The screenshots here are just as stunning, showcasing both first and third-person perspectives, along with some rather unpleasant-looking alien nasties that Samus will be blasting. The description paints a picture of a very high-tech world, with dark, complex levels to explore, and it sounds like Samus will be busy with her trusty laser blaster. This one is shaping up to be a true return to form for the Metroid series. This page is all about the Nintendo Pokémon Mini, a new handheld console that's even smaller than the Game Boy Advance, and, as the name suggests, is all about Pokémon. It's set to launch next year with 4 games, including Pokémon Party and a pinball title. The console features an infrared port for trading data between units, and the article seems quite excited about the prospect of more Pokémon gaming fun. Meanwhile, Mobile Mania is back with a whole host of downloadable ringtones and logos, featuring everyone from Madonna and the Beatles to Eminem and TV shows. Apparently you can get them instantly by calling a hotline. This page is the cover of the Nintendo official magazine, and it's a cracking good read, I tell you. The headline screams next month, with the biggest and best sell. Sounds like they've got something truly special lined up. We're promised 6 promises we always keep, including getting the lowdown on every Nintendo game and product first, plus plenty of screenshots and tips that actually work. The star of the show is clearly Pokémon Stadium 2, with a rather striking image of Lugia to get you excited. We're also teased with updated sections on SSB Melee and Sonic Advance, promising new shots and details. Over in the reviewed section we've got Pokémon Crystal and Zelda GBC, which are sure to be worth a look, and if that wasn't enough there's a big plus. Game Guide's Best Chio at the bottom, hinting at even more content to sink your teeth into. Oh, and don't forget the Go Buy It the 12th of October tag. Mark your calendars, folks. This page announces the arrival of the GameCube in spectacular fashion. The headline, "GameCube has landed," is emblazoned across the page, accompanied by eye-catching images of the console and its accessories, including the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. It promises an in-depth look at Luigi's Mansion, tips for Wave Race Blue Storm, an explanation of how the GameCube works, and a review of every peripheral. We also get a glimpse of some hot tips for Pokémon Stadium 2, Paper Mario, and general GBA and N64 advice. It's clear the GameCube era is truly kicking off. This page is all about Lita, a true icon of the squared circle. We get a fact file detailing her origins from Florida, a height of 57, a weight of 135 pounds, and her signature finishing move, the moonsault. In the Did You Know section, we learn her real name is Amy Christine Dumas. She played bass guitar in a band called 3 Card Trick before her wrestling career, and she was dating Matt Hardy. The main image shows her performing a spectacular flip in the ring, a testament to her athleticism. It's a great tribute to one of the WWF's most electrifying divas. This page is a massive advert for Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Advance games and accessories, with a special offer from Special Reserve. It highlights plenty of titles like Pokémon Stadium, Zelda, Donkey Kong and Mario, plus a chance to win a GameCube by playing the Excitebike Challenge. Fancy some freebies with your purchase? It's a gamer's paradise out there. The next page is a full-page advertisement for McVitie's Jaffa Cakes, featuring Manchester United players, with their faces painted in team colours. It promotes a chance to win prizes by meeting the players, and includes the slogan, "Eat them and meet them."